Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode chronicling my misadventures, as we can call them, of the Grand Challenge 4. This is the first official event for the Reg F format in the 2026 season. A long time coming. We can finally play, even if it's just for a small amount of time, we can play this format on cartridge instead of just Showdown. Before we get to the matches themselves, first off, I'm going to have a little brief overview of the team. It's, as you can see, a Sun team using Torkoal, Walking Wake, Raging Bolt, Fluttermane, Landorus Therian, and Ogerpon Hearthflame. As for the individual sets themselves, we've got a Jetpack Torkoal rocking Overheat, Earth Power, Helping Hand, and Protect. This is kind of the central piece of the whole team. The Overheat allows for pivoting at the end of turns due to the -2 special attack drop that the move causes, triggers the eject pack. You can also be forced out by things like Icy Wind or Incineroar, which allows you to reposition on the field as well. Sometimes it can be a bit more of a negative than a positive, but if you can really play around the board states well, it's a really useful tool to have. Also supportive with Helping Hand and Earth Power, just for a bit of coverage. Next, we have this Covert Cloak Walking Wake. It was originally Life Orb, but Covert Cloak has been picking up a lot more recently. Hydro Steam and Draco Meteor are still very powerful even without an item, and this thing is really the answer to a lot of balanced teams. Helping Hand from the Torkoal and Hydro Steam or Draco can KO basically everything. So this is the thing that is aiming to stop the constant pivoting of mons like Rillaboom and Incineroar. Snarl as well is really nice because this is booster speed in Sun. It allows for really fast Snarls that can actually mess with a lot of the opponent's damage thresholds and keep your mons alive longer. Very standard AV Raging Bolt here. I've always been a believer in Assault Vest on this mon. I think it's just so tanky as is, so just building on that strength can really make this thing into quite an unstoppable, like just KOing machine. The only difference here is instead of Snarl, we have Electro Web. Just don't want to double up on that move and instead gain a little bit of speed control because, as you can see, there is no Tailwind setter on this team. Also for speed control, we have this Focus Sash, Max Speed, Max Special Attack Fluttermane, rocking Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, and Protect. Icy Wind can be really useful in situations where you are just being outsped, and Moonblast, even without something like a Specs or Booster Special Attack, can do a lot of damage. This is the slot that really I was having trouble filling the most. I ended up with Landorus Therian. It's Choice Scarf, similar to a kind of Reg E set, but not seeing too much play here in Reg F. I really need an Intimidate user as well as something that was good into Hisuian Ursaluna and into Raging Bolt, so this flying ground typing plus Intimidate works really well. Using the Choice Scarf just because of that lack of consistent speed control, just allowing us to creep past other mons. Storming Tantrum, Terra Blast, Rockslide, U-Turn. I would have loved to have got Earthquake in here, but I just don't have anything to really put next to it to consistently click Earthquake. And finally, Ogerpon Hearthflame. Pretty standard Ogerpon Hearthflame set, really heavily invested in speed and attack. Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech, really good moves. No Sword Stance, instead using Follow Me, just to alleviate some pressure on potential teammates. So that's the team, and we're going to head straight into the day one battles. Okay. Clean start, as you can see, no battles as of yet. We are just going to play a few at a time. I think the big thing that people struggle with in Grand Challenges is they just play too much in a row, and it can really kind of suck the energy out of you. So we've got a standard balancy team here. Chien-Pao kind of been lost over time, I think, as more people head into these other specialized directions, but this is one of the teams that was really picking up very early on into the return of this format. I think for balance, I like leading Wake and Torkoal, mainly because I can just get out of there if there's an Intimidate lead and bring in another powerful thing. I think Landorus should be brought here. The Chien-Pao is a bit of a worry though, if I do lock into the Lando, so I might just go for the Ogerpon and the Flutter here. Yeah, good thing there's no Landorus Incarnate. That's a really annoying mon to deal with, but let's see how we do. They lead Raging Bolt and Flutter, so the good thing here is I can Terrafire Overheat and one-hit that Flutter Mane if it doesn't go for Icy Wind. And I think they probably just want to... I could see an argument for Moonblast into the Walking Wake and Thunderbolt into the Torkoal, just to get whatever they think might be switching in for the Torkoal slot. The problem here is if they lead Incin, then I don't really get a turn out of the Torkoal. I think a kind of middle ground play of Protect and regular Overheat will show up the fun tech right away. What could possibly go wrong? No switching, that's nice. If they go for Icy Wind here, I'm not in a great position, but I just think seeing as they can just Thunderclap and Moonblast my Walking Wake slot, they wouldn't need to get speed control up off the board. Protect here. Bolt goes for Protect, that's probably the best turn we could see here unless we see an Icy Wind. Moonblast goes into the Protect, so as long as we hit this 90% overheat, we should get this first KO onto the Flutter Mane. And we do, unless this is the bulkiest of bulky Flutters, we get both a pick and also... Oh, Sash. But we do get out. Usually I would expect Booster on that, but oh, it's not Sash, wow. It's just very bulky. Okay, this isn't the end of the world because I think Icy Wind is pretty safe here. I can even stop Ogerpon back in. I think I'm going to swap Ogerpon in and just take the KO with Icy and get a bit of speed control off. This means it probably isn't max speed, is the good thing, so Icy Wind should KO this Flutter Mane, and we hope that the Bolt went for something like Thunderclap. Terra comes out. I think this might be Terra Fairy, which makes Ogerpon's job a lot easier. It is the Bolt getting terrestrialized, it's either going to be Electric or Fairy, and now I think we're in a really good spot, because we should be able to KO this Flutter, and then Ivy Cudgel should do very significant damage. Icy Wind comes out, but they're kind of delaying the inevitable here. As I don't think Shadow Ball can one-hit Ogerpon here. Bit of chip onto the Raging Bolt. Dragon Pulse comes out. Okay. So it's lefties and probably booster energy on the Flutter, I'd imagine. I think Moonblasting the Flutter makes the most sense here, unless it is max speed, but I really don't think it would be with how it timed that overheat. Yep. Flutter Mane out, probably Shen Pao in. Incin, okay. Thunderclap does just over half the Flutter, but we get a Moonblast and Ivy Cudgel off. Two more Ivy Cudgels does it. Part of me thinks... It's a bit of a tricky one. I don't think Thunderclap should kill Ogerpon. I really don't want to let them get another turn of healing off. gonna swap Waken. They might fake out the Ogerpon, but I just think Spiky Shield is so obvious here. They might try and get some value onto the Flutter. Okay, it is just fake out. But Thunderclap fails, so they don't really get a lot out of this turn. I think Follow Me Hydro Steam into Bolt makes a lot of sense. Maybe I was a bit too fast to click that. They might just protect this turn. That could be a potentially problematic turn there. Does knockoff KO here? I'm actually not sure. Okay, no protect. That should be a lot of good damage on the Bolt. Knockoff does KO. Dragon Pulse here probably also KOs. We have like no bulk. Okay. I really thought Hydro Steam would kill. Good thing is we get Flutter back in, but there's only so much we can do. And they've still got the Flutter in the back. If it's Chien-Pao last, there is a shot we can get something done here. I think protect Earth Power onto the Bolt makes the most sense here. The only problem is that Earth Power might not KO, but we're modest. Modest max. I just don't want to get Thunderclap. If they read this, then I think we've lost the game. That's annoying. I could still fake a protect and go for Earth Power. And I think that's what I have to do here, because I need Flutter to stay up. Now I think I do have to overheat is the problem. Dairy may have let this kind of slip through my fingers here. Lost track of the overall goal. I think I've got to overheat. Do they try Thunderclap here? Yeah, they do. Okay. What is the instant target? Flutter. Okay, we lose Flutter either way. We've definitely lost now. I thought they might split their damage, but Thunderclap knockoff double up just makes so much sense. Man, I still can't believe we didn't kill that Flutter turn 1. And that Bolt was kind of more problematic. Oh, it's the Pain Split set. Oh, I just do nothing now. Did you just my opponent, not the best sword? Well, on the bright side, surely can't get any worse. I think maybe Landorus should have really been brought. I was just so spooked by the Chien-Pao. Even though Torkoal and Ogerpon are really good answers into the Chien-Pao. This is T-Wave Rock Slide spam balance. I think maybe I want to lead. These two again. And this can't be Thunder Wave, then outspeeds. And then I need something to keep the bottom three in check. Okay. This might be AV Bolt. Overheat gives me good damage onto Ogerpon. I could also swap out into Lando, but Lando will be agriculture, so I don't really want that. Wrong here. Let's protect and overheat. I'm just kind of scout through what's going on. Terra off rip is probably Terra Fairy. No Terra Water. Okay, well overheat's going to be doing no damage, but it is going to get me out of here. Is it just like follow me? Yeah, this just following me. Okay. What's Bolt going for? Okay then. That still is basically about the same. I lose out on a minute amount of chip, but that's fine. They also can't get rid of that ground weakness anymore. They're still threatening follow me, but... Do we just start gambling? What's coming in here? Arcanine? Flutter. That's his good damage on the Flutter if it connects, but even snarling it is nice. I imagine it's just following me here. No follow me. Okay, that's good. I don't think -1 Ivy Cudgel in Sun will KO me. Unless it crits. That's really good damage in the Flutter. Yeah, not even half. No, they can't. I guess they could Icy Wind. But I think they have to commit to a large amount of damage on this Walking Wake, or it is just going to start taking them down slowly. Because then they can also just bring Torkoal out and Helping Hand and get even more damage. Ogerpon leaves. Bolt comes back, but it's getting snarled immediately, which is nice. This is probably Icy Wind. Yep. Doesn't KO. That's really good. We get Flutter off the field, and now our Flutter is kind of free to do what it wants. In terms of speed tiers, I think Ogerpon now does outspeed Lando. Maybe not, actually, because we got Scarf. And I'm more than happy to just keep spamming Snarl and Stomping here. And we've got 1 turn left of Sun. 2. Wonderful. Snarl it again. They might think we're banded, which we can rely on them maybe messing up their speed tiers. But maybe... Well, Springs tend to run a bit of bulk. Obviously Wake still outspeeds, that's nice. Also, no follow me. So this is all down to whether or not Ivy Cudgel I do get outspurred. That's a fast Wellspring. But I kind of had done all I could with Lando there anyway. A bit of damage on Bolt would be nice. But this lets me bring in Flutter. Question is, Icy Wind will protect. Or Moonblast, just to get rid of the Ogerpon. Yeah, just double it. I'm swapping out Wake anyway this turn. Who's this gonna be? Arcanine? Arcanine dies. Crit? I don't think that mattered. I'm like almost max. I'm Sash as well, so I can... They're just one leeching. It's quite a lot of damage. We still haven't won this yet. Bolt's back out. I actually think I want Snarl here. You see, I really want Wake and Torkoal out at the same time with Helping Hand pressure. So I'm gonna protect her. Yeah, Thunderclap comes out. Does nothing. Ivy Cudgel hits Torkoal, but probably we do survive. Okay. So they have a safe play here of Thunderclap, Ivy Cudgel. Probably me, actually. Electro Web. Okay. There's so much. You see now, Thunderclap KOs. That's the problem. That is the problem. Yep. I think I need to start bringing Bolt. I think my lack of priority is really catching up with me here. It's weird, I run Bolt most of the time with this team, but I just kind of not. Yeah. GG's. Again. Let's try and get a win, please. Please. Let's try and get a W. One more. Where are all the Iron Crown Siceband players? They were plaguing me on ladder. Okay, double genies. Double genies is annoying. Double genies is very annoying. The question is, do they Tailwind or Rain Dance turn 1? I think I've got to bring Torkoal for the 2 water types, and I guess Bolt as well. Yeah. Yep, let's run it. Let's run it. Double Genie lead is scary. I do not like Sandsir Storm as a move. I might have to just rely on some Rock Slide flinches, but like that's possible. That's possible. Horn and Samurott. Okay. What do like either of these mons do? Assuming Samurott has... Does it have sharpness? I remember it having sharpness. It has the move that sets spikes. I knew that. I know singles players do not like that move. It gets... Yeah, it gets sharpness. Right, okay. then I am quite happy to... What's its speed? Okay, it's slow. I'm happy to just U-turn here. They actually do tailwind turn 1, don't they? It's probably best to stomping. If they rain dance here, I'd be shocked. Yeah, they tailwind turn 1. Okay, less than half. Also less than half. What? Do I not know what Aqua Cutter... Oh, I'm so used to Showdown where it grays out every other move. I thought, like, Aqua Cutter was knockoff or something. I actually want you dead. Oh, they get a Bleak Wind. They get a Bleak Wind. Okay, that's fine. Kind of a waste of Terra, because I would have been 2-shot regardless. But... okay, I connect Draco. The thing is, I need Walking Wake off the field now. Actually. That triggers first? Oh wait, no, okay. Whew. Now this is what we call a good position. I say until I lose this game. They probably fake out the bolt, right? But I'm not... Should I be afraid of Samurott? I just don't know what it has. Does it get knock? It does get knock, okay. They fake out. Okay. Are you knocking? Just under half, but that's fine. You are knocking, okay. This is where Landorus hits all Sandsea Storms. It's Ogerpon. Terra Water here could be problematic. But then it's weak to Electro Web. And I don't think the double up can KO. ball. Yeah, they just go follow me. Follow me and they probably knock the wake slot. Oh no, they just Flare Blitz, okay. Electro double connects. Pokemon releases Powder Quarter. They lose Tailwind. I think Helping Hand Electro Web does the most here. Here comes the Terra. This might be Terra Water Cudgel onto the Ogre onto the Torkoal slot. Maybe Terra Water Cudgel plus Flare Blitz kills Incin? Actually, probably should have just Thunderclapped. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Do we crit? Was that a crit on the Ogre? Well, we won one. Yay. I don't know. First of many, let's say. First of many. GG's. So, we are ending this first video not entirely winless, but there's a lot to learn, especially these first two games. I think I brought the wrong 4 from my 6, so gotta work on that.